Hong Kong is a normal day when the biggest tsunami in history hits, flooding the city's streets and buildings at lightning speed. People flee in panic, trying to find a safe place to hide, but the water's faster than they are. In a few hours, Hong Kong will lose most of its population, but those who make it up to the top are going to survive. 5 years later, Asha still has nightmares of the horror she felt that day. But she bottles up her fear every morning, pushes on to survive. She's living in a high building that is in ruins, and she takes advantage of the trash to keep her things hidden from potential enemies. For years, she had been savaging anything useful for the water, creating hiding places all over the apartment, like a hole in the cushions of the couch. She goes up to the roof every morning to get some clean water from her secret stash, which is also carefully hidden. She listens to the radio when she drinks some tea, but ignores a recorded message informing her of government shelters with supplies and chooses music instead. She uses headphones carefully so as not to make any more noise. And then she'll use a towel to pick up the morning mist, which is added to her water bottles. She's also counting all the bottles to keep an eye on how much clean water is left, and since it hasn't rained in a while, she can't help but be afraid. She eats instant noodles when she finishes her work, and remembers the lovely restaurants with great food that she'd gone to with friends. After that, Asha uses binoculars to look at the area. Only the top of buildings can be seen floating in the water, and occasionally they'll start to collapse. She's also going to make sure that the few remaining neighbors are still in their apartment. Suddenly, she sees a box floating in the water and rushes to another window, where she has set up a makeshift harpoon-like mechanism that she uses to hunt. With one quick shot, she manages to catch the box, but when she tries to pull it in, something in the water drags the box down and makes her hit the edge of the window, hurting her arm. Asha's ignoring the pain, pulling against the mysterious force, and when the creature finally lets go of it, she falls back from the whiplash. Then Asha brings the box inside, and the animal has its revenge by sending a wave against her. The box mostly has trash in it, but she also finds a bottle of alcohol. Asha looks at the door at the end of the corridor on her way back to the roof, and then she moves again, visibly upset. On the roof, she uses the alcohol to clean her wound before wrapping it up and drinking the pain down. In the evening, she hears screaming and looks outside to discover 2 boats of violent scavengers have come by and are attacking the neighbors. There's also a man on the other roof looking at her building, so Asha hides for a few seconds before looking again. It seems the boats are coming to her place, so she rushes downstairs, hides all her daily things, covers her mattress, and even throws some dirt on the hallway to make it look live-in. Then she hides behind a fake wall in a closet, making sure to keep silent as the scavengers get into the room and begin looking around for food, even checking the closet. Fortunately, they haven't found anything, but when Asha hears a shot, she's startled. A boy just fired his gun because he thought something was moving, but it was a mistake. After the group is gone, Asha cries in relief and tries to calm herself down with a nice memory. Asha had gained a half-sister before the tragedy, and she'd taken her out for dinner to begin to bond with her. The next day, she finds another box, and among all the junk inside, she's excited to find a jar of honey. But when she sees a body floating in the water, her happy moment is ruined. Someone sneaked in and started taking things from Asha's hidden places while she was busy. Asha thinks she's hearing something, but she can't see anything, so she's ignoring it. When she gets ready for bed, she hears another noise and goes to investigate with her flashlight. But once again, there's nothing. Then, in order to catch the intruder, who turns out to be a little girl, she'll wash her face and leave the soap on purpose. Asha grabs the shoulder to confront her, but the child kicks her and runs away. She's taking a few more things, including Asha's makeshift lamp, and she's going down the hall, but before she opens the secret door, she hears Asha come and go again. That night, Asha dreamed of going shopping for clothes at her sister's birthday party, and how she had told a friend that she was looking forward to leaving her parents' house. When Asha wakes up, she finds that some of her food is missing, so she begins to look for empty wrappers on the floor and finds the girl sleeping with the lantern. She doesn't have the heart to wake her up, so she goes to do some cooking instead. She goes around looking for more hidden compartments when the girl finally wakes up. She found an envelope with pictures of Asha and her sister inside the fake shop, but was caught red-handed. The child runs away, and Asha hurries to put the pictures back in their place, not noticing she accidentally dropped one. After that, when she remembers the night of her sister's birthday dinner, she makes a second piece of noodles and brings it to the baby. Her parents had given her a family necklace, and Asha was angry because she was supposed to get it as a first child. An argument broke out, and Asha decided to leave. Now, back to the present, it shows that Asha has this necklace on her head. The girl's ignoring the food offer, so Asha leaves it for her and walks away. The baby's eating it all, and moments later she sees that Asha left a mattress for her. She's not using it, but the next morning she'll give Asha all the things she's stolen. Asha makes 2 pieces of noodles for lunch and leaves one for the girl to eat on the roof. But soon the baby will join her and copy everything she's doing, leading them both to laughter and bond. This reminds Asha of her old life's happiness. The girl finally accepts to take another mattress and sleep next to Asha in the evening. She'll start crying soon enough, trying to hide it, but Asha tells her you can cry and be scared. The girl misses her family, but thinks she'll see her mom soon because she's building a boat to find it. She also mentions her name is Hey Hey. After another night full of nightmares, Asha takes Hey Hey with her to the roof to go through the routine. Hey Hey is playing around with the door and removes the tape Asha put on the lock, so when the door accidentally closes, they can't open it from the outside. Asha's angry, but Hey Hey shows her to pick the locks and open them again right away. At the same time, Asha realized she had lost her necklace when she was busy preparing a new meal. She hears a sound and looks out the window to see that the scavengers are back, so she asks Hey Hey to remain silent while they wait for them to leave. The girl asks Asha to leave with her later, when she's helping Hey Hey get cleaned up, but Asha rejects it. She's saying it's her home, and there's nothing out there. Asha asks him if she took the necklace, and Hey replies that he didn't. She goes to a different apartment, angry at being accused. Asha has dinner alone tonight, and she notices that there is no water, so she goes to investigate, and she finds that Hey has washed it. It stirs up another memory of hearing that a typhoon was coming to neighboring countries, and how she fought her mother's wishes about getting married and becoming a good wife. That night, the nightmares get worse, and Asha keeps seeing all the bodies in the water. She'll mistake Hey for her sister for a second when she wakes up. After that, Asha teaches Hey how to deal with the electricity in the building, but Hey interrupts to ask about the door at the end of the hall. Asha's asking her not to listen, because that room smells so bad, and if they open it, the smell will spread. Another memory shows Asha watching news of Singapore's total destruction due to the floods. Her mother shut down the TV and told her about another family meeting, but Asha couldn't make it. Another argument broke out, and Asha told her family that before she left the apartment, they made her feel like a prisoner. Back to the present, Hey is using the radio and hears the message about the shelter, so she rushes to Asha to ask to go there. Asha says she won't, explaining it's dangerous to go outside. Hey gets into an argument, so he calls Asha angry and bitter, then leaves the room. Following her into the other room, Asha discovers Hey is building a raft with trash. She's also got a flare gun. Asha immediately takes it from her and admits that she tried to walk away a few months back. The situation out there was so awful, she must have come back. After they reconcile, Asha remembers how her sister followed her out of the apartment after the fight with her parents, asking her not to go. Asha said it was time for her to leave, but she promised they'd stay with each other. It was finally raining the next morning, so Asha and Hey rush to the roof to collect the water and dispose of it properly. Hey sees Asha's necklace just fall out of her hand while they work. Hey comforts her and reminds her that they have each other. Then Asha finds the photograph that was lost, and she's overwhelmed with memories, and Hey comforts her and reminds her that they have each other. When Asha goes to bed, she's surprised to find something under her pillow. It's her necklace, which fell because the clasp is broken. Feeling bad about how she treated Hey, the next morning Asha begins working nonstop until she manages to build a raft. Hey gets super excited, and Asha remembers the night of the argument again, when suddenly the people on the street started running in panic because there was a huge tsunami behind them, which hit the streets in a few seconds. Her sister tried to tell her that she had left the necklace in Asha's jacket. Asha decides to give Hey her necklace back in the present. Sometime later, the two of them will gather supplies to get a raft ready for departure. Hey playing the radio, and his headphones have been inadvertently disconnected, which makes music loud in the room. Asha's hurrying to shut it down, but soon they'll hear the voices of the scavengers outside. The pair panicked, hurried to hide all their personal possessions as quickly as they could, and Asha pushed Hey into the hole behind that fake wall. There's not enough room for both of them, so Asha's going to hide in a filthy room. Soon the scavengers enter through the window, but Asha hides just in time in the stinky room, where she finds her old family pictures, because this is her old apartment. This time, the scavengers are going to start a much more violent search, and they're going to destroy everything they find, including the raft. A guy comes to the stinky room and gags at the putrid smell, but he keeps moving and removes some old sheets, only to find the bodies of Asha's parents, causing him to puke. And then Asha, remembering the night of tragedy, vomits too. The wave was taking down everything in its path, killing dozens of people per second. They began to push each other to survive, and Asha dragged her sister into the building to take the stairs, but soon the crowd began to follow them. In this day and age, the scavengers take all the food and look at the pictures of Asha. The boy finds the closet and notices something weird, so the other scavengers help him move the fake wall, and they capture Hey. Asha hears all this from her hiding spot in the stinky room, and once again has a flashback. When they were going up the stairs, the sister tripped and fell behind, so she was trampled by the crowd. Asha panicked and ran, but didn't notice that her sister had disappeared until she got to the roof. Suddenly, Asha hears a scared Hey tell the group where she is, and the scavengers quickly find her, knocking her out. When she wakes up, Asha is tied up and the foreign scavenger tries to take advantage of her, but at that moment the leader calls him over. Hey and all the supplies are taken to the boat of the scavengers a few moments later. Asha is soon dragged out too, and looking at Hey reminds her of her sister, making her realize she can't make the same mistake again. She pulls at the rope, but the guy pulls back and makes her fall into the water. Luckily, there's a broken CD nearby, so Asha uses it to attack the man, which causes him to angrily try to drown her. After some struggle, Asha finally reaches the flare gun in her pocket and shoots the guy, killing him. The other scavengers hear all the noise and come back into the building, but they don't see Asha. As the group splits to search, a big guy hears Asha cry and comes after her, but this is part of her trap. She makes him fall with some rope, then uses a guitar to beat him to death. Next, she takes his knife and runs into another room to turn on the radio. Soon a scavenger follows the noise and Asha jumps on him from behind, stabbing him with the knife. It's not enough and the guy starts fighting Asha, throwing her on a mattress to try to choke her. Thankfully, she manages to reach the knife and starts stabbing him repeatedly until he's dead. Then the female snatcher hears a noise and finds an open can filled with fire. Asha surprises her by throwing oil on her and pushing her into another room, where she sets her on fire before blocking the door to let her burn slowly. The leader hears her screaming and moves in that direction, but when he takes the stairs, Asha jumps on him to stab him. There's another fight, and the leader hits Asha a few times before trying to choke her. Asha continues to struggle and reaches up to grab the light tube, causing darkness to take over as she beats the guy to death with it. The boy opens fire, and Asha's running to the roof as soon as she switches on her light. The boy goes after her, and as soon as he steps outside, Asha closes the door after having removed the tape, trapping the scavenger on the roof. The boy starts begging for help with an innocent voice, and Asha considers taking pity on him, but soon he starts shooting at the door, so Asha leaves. On the boat, there's just one scavenger who keeps an eye out for Hey Hey. Asha's going to the window using her harpoon-like device, but she's missing the shot, and it's falling into the water. When the guy moves to check on the noise, Hey Hey uses the chance to push him off the boat, but the man grabs her and makes her fall too. A desperate Asha jumps into the water to save her, while the man resurfaces nearby, only to be eaten by the sea creature. The two of them resurface after several seconds of silence, all right and secure. They swim to the boat and finally get going, knowing that all the supplies the scavengers stole will keep them going until they find the shelter. Asha finally slept for the first time that night, and she didn't have nightmares.